Hello, hello, hello! I'm back playing another game from Itch.io, and this one is The Missing Parts of Maria Gwozdek? I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, so I'm just gonna say Maria G. And I found this in the horror section, so let's begin. You again. What do you want? Okay. Tell me everything from the beginning. I like how this looks, by the way. Remember what happened to you? Who brought you here? Come closer to me. I am leaving. How come remember what happened to you is not selectable? Okay, who brought you here? Is there a reason why the credits are happening now? Oh, I'm a dummy. I just got it. This is the fucking menu. I'm such a big dodo bird. Okay, so who brought you here? Yeah, who brought you here? Obviously the developers who created the game, so this is the equivalent of credits. I am leaving is the exit. Tell me everything from the beginning is going to be new game. Remember what happened to you would be a continue. That's why I can't click it now because there's nothing, I didn't play this yet. So come closer to me. I wonder, is that settings or options? Oh no, that's just, that made it full screen. Cool. Keep your distance. Oh, I like that. All right. Okay, so that's already a really cool feature. But let's jump in. I like that. I like this developer style. Tell me everything from the beginning. Bloop. Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I had never met him. Would I still be alive? And would it be a bad thing if I wouldn't? Probably. How are you feeling?
I'm much better now, darling. Don't you worry. The nurse is really nice, too. Will you come and visit me soon?
I promise I will, Mom. As soon as I can.
Good. How's work?
Okay. I mean, it's kind of chaotic at the moment, but it's going well.
I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, it's medication time, dear. I have to go.
Okay, Mom. I'll call you tomorrow. Bye.
Love you.
I was laid off 2 months ago, and I can't bring myself to tell my mother. I can't ask her for money, as she is barely able to support herself, what with her illness, and I'm afraid the worry could make her worse. My landlord told me to pack my stuff and move out by the end of the week, which means the day after tomorrow. I haven't been able to bring myself to start packing, though. I've been to about a dozen job interviews since I got the sack. What if I get a call? I know it's foolish, of course, but I keep hoping. I don't have anywhere to go either, and I suppose I might be able to crash for a few nights at my elder sister Carolina's place in Columbus. Both Carolina and her husband Albert are just too successful to tolerate a miserable piece of shit like me for long, though. Then I can go to my mom's place in Martinsburg. It's been vacant since she was hospitalized. Problem is, if I couldn't find a job in Charleston, what are the chances of me getting one in Martinsburg? And how do I tell Mom? Fuck. Why did it have to come to this? What am I supposed to do? Alright. Well, I guess I can check the answering machine. Because maybe there's a job response. I don't know, but I'm going to drink some water first. And also excuse any weird accents I do, because I just feel like doing them. So, you know. Deal.
Hi, Maria. Did you call? I'm sorry. We took Duck to see a movie. It was about money, though. I mean, I'm sorry, but we really can't help right now. And you really should learn to manage by yourself. Let me know if you hear back from Walmart or whatever. Bye.
Wow. Sisterly love and support at its most touching. I think I'm glad you weren't there when I called. What do I do now? Okay, can I check it again? No new messages. Okay, what do I do now? Alright, let's go outside. Let's see what the world has to offer. Yeah, I could do with a breath of fresh air, figuratively for the most part, but some literal fresh air wouldn't hurt either. I put on my boots and slide into my coat, then walk out of the apartment and take the elevator to the first floor. The street is chilly and eerily quiet, with only the dull rumble of distant traffic to remind that the city is still in motion. Most of the light seems to come from the condo's windows. I feel both uneasy and glad that there are no people in sight. I start walking. It doesn't matter where. I try not to think about anything, just absorb the starless void of the night. I hear a strange sound behind me, like gigantic wings flapping. I turn around but see nothing. But then when I turn back again...
So they never called you back?
Where the hell did this guy come from? And is it even a guy?
Not Cyberdynamics, not London Sports, not Mendes Delivery, not even Walmart. This city just doesn't need you. No.
Who the fuck are you and what do you want?
I'm Oren, and I want to offer you a deal.
No thanks. Please find somebody else.
I can help you get a good job. Cyberdynamics, you want them to get back to you and offer you work. I can arrange that.
Okay. Are you stalking me, bro?
Don't be paranoid. You need help, and I'm offering it to you.
Is that supposed to be an answer?
Listen, you have no job, you're nearly out of money, and you'll soon have nowhere to go. I am offering you a deal that can change all that.
How does that deal of yours work?
Good. Now you want to hear about it. The deal is that I grant your wishes.
Great, now I'm talking to a freaking fairy.
You got it. We sign a contract, and I grant your wishes in return for your organs. Okay.
That took a fucking turn, and that also explains why my organs are in prominent display. My what?
Organs, body parts. Say, I give you that job at Cyberdynamics, and you give me an ear or an eye.
Get the fuck away from me, you sick fuck! I start running away. Is that nutjob chasing me? I don't dare look back. Panting, I open the condo door and rush to the elevator. I press the elevator button repeatedly, glancing back to see if he's followed me. When the elevator finally arrives, I jump in and press 4. I dart across the hallway to my door. There's some kind of note slipped under it. I grab it, get inside the apartment, and lock the door behind me. I'm gasping. Should I call the police? Should I call Carolina? What exactly was that? I'm so confused. I noticed the note, and I'm still holding in my trembling hand. Contract. I hereby agree to have my wishes granted in exchange for 1 organ or body part per wish. For my first wish, I agree to part with my blank. Fill in the blank to initiate the contract. The rest of the page is filled with tiny letters describing the terms of the deal. Holy fuck, the bastard knows where I live? I tear the contract in 4 and throw it in a bin. That's very specific, that I specifically tore it in 4. I really should call the police. Instead, I start crying. What have I done to deserve this? I've got no money and no job. My mother's in hospital. My sister doesn't give a fuck about me. And now some sicko is stalking me? God, do you hear me? Why me? With my whole body shaking, I crawl to bed. I'm sobbing so hard I can't breathe. This is so damn cruel. If this fucker wants to cut my ear off, let him get in and just fucking do it. I don't care anymore. I put my head under the pillow and try to calm down, but the sobbing just won't go away. My throat is burning now. My body is drained of strength. I get off the bed and sit on the floor next to the bin. An organ for a wish, you said? I fish the torn contract out and put the pieces together. And I reach for the table and grab a pencil and then write in, okay, I agree to part with my ear or my eye. That's a no-brainer for me. I love to see. I also love to hear, but I can deal without that because sometimes people run their mouths and I'm like, boy, do I wish I were deaf. Oh my god, I fucking did the opposite of what I meant to. Oh dear goodness gracious. All right, well, let's carry on. I leave the contract on the floor and go back to bed. Fuck all this. I really need to sleep. July, excuse me? July 67th. The room is huge and empty. There is no furniture, no windows, and strangely no door. All there is a vast space between 4 carmine walls. Okay, first of all, kudos for using carmine instead of red, but all there is a vast space between... That doesn't sound right, but let's move on. I hear what sounds like muffled voices coming from the outside. I call out, but I can barely hear my own voice. The room seems to absorb every sound. My steps are silent as I go from one wall to another, looking for a way out. Suddenly, I sense another presence in the room. I turn around and see a dark figure with glowing green eyes. And before I can react, the figure reaches for my head and yanks my eyes out of my skull. Oh, jeez. Oh, just one eye. It was only one. Great, because that's better. The room swallows my screams. When I wake up, it's bright outside. I'm in bed, still in my boots, and something hurts in my head. The phone is ringing. Did Carolina decide to show me some mercy? I pick up the receiver. Hello? Is this Maria Gwozdek? Yes? This is Mark from Cyberdynamics. You had an interview with us in January for a position in the sales department. We have reviewed many applications and consider you to be the most suitable candidate for the position. Are you still interested in the job? Yes. I mean, absolutely. When do I start? We're waiting for you tomorrow at 9. Do you remember the address? I do. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Yeah. See you. I cannot believe this is happening. Cyberdynamics was probably the most competitive vacancy I've applied for, and I thought the interview didn't go that well. Who cares, though? I've got a job there. Take that, fuckers. I start to cry tears of joy. The receiver still pressed against my ear. Then I realize the tears are only coming out of one of my eyes. That's how you notice that you're missing an eye? That there are only tears coming out of one of them? Not the fact that you can't fucking see out of your second eye that is no longer there. Okay. Suddenly, I remember last night. I rush to the bathroom and look in the mirror. One of my eyes is missing. In its place, a fake eye is staring back at me lifelessly. I don't hear from Oren again and cannot seem to find the contract anywhere. When Carolina learns that I got a job, she transfers $1,000 to my account so that I can pay my rent. I'm able to pay her back the following month. Now that I have a proper job, my sister suddenly seems to like me. She invites me to her place in Columbus every now and then, and even Albert seems friendly enough. I take to wearing sunglasses even when I am inside. I still feel uncomfortable in public, but I learn to manage it. I even find a boyfriend. His name is Tim, and he's a manager at Mendez. I can't say I don't enjoy this new life, but I do feel incomplete without my eye, and I keep seeing dreams of the Carmine Room. Hi, Maria. Are you busy tomorrow evening? I need you here at 6. Why would it be tricky? Let's just go. Okay, I'll be there. That's awesome, because that is something I would wear. I would fucking wear. This actually looks like glasses that I have, like sunglasses I have, but like with a blacked out one that would be the equivalent of an eye patch. I want that. I want that in my life. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, I got distracted by things that I enjoy. Okay, I'll be there. Excellent. Bye now. I put down the receiver and, out of the corner of my remaining eye, see Tim glaring at me. Ooh, sorry, Tim.
Let me guess. No movies tomorrow because you're letting Omar exploit you again?
Because that's what I think you sound like. Because you seem like you're gonna bitch about the fact that I'm going to work. Tim, it's not like that.
I just don't understand it, Maria. Do you love work so much? Do you actually care about anything else? Or is it Omar? You'd rather spend time with him than me?
Tim, this is ridiculous. Your voice is also ridiculous.
You know what's ridiculous, Maria? The way he uses you. You let that old bastard call you up at 3 in the morning and order you to deliver him a pizza. You'd crawl to him. What are you, his dog?
Why are you talking to me like this? Do you hate me so much? Is it because have one eye? Is it because have one eye? Oh dear.
Oh, for fuck's sake, quit playing that card. You know what, Maria? I'm sick of this. You don't know what you want in life, and I don't want to spend my life trying to fix it. I'm leaving. Me. ...
I watch Tim dart out of the apartment. I'm angry and desperate and confused. I don't call after him, either to try to stop him or to say he's left his umbrella behind. What? I go to the kitchen and pour myself a whiskey, and this should stop the shaking. Okay, I need something to do. First of all, I don't drink, so you are not me. And second of all, shouldn't that have an E? Because I think that's like an adverb. I think that's like something is whisk-like. Or of whisk. Alright, what am I going to do? I'm going to watch TV. Let's calm down. Let's give our one eye something to do. I try watching an episode of Family Guy to distract myself, but I just can't focus. Because I have the one eye. Then I switch to the news. It's the usual deal. War and terrorism and cataclysms and crisis. I can't say I care much today. Neither does a music video by The Strokes have much of a soothing effect. Fuck this, it's not working. I turn the TV off. I decide to take a walk to get my mind off what happened. It's sunny outside, but I take my umbrella just in case. In West Virginia, you never know when it will start raining. As I walk out of my apartment and lock the door behind me, I hear a strange sound coming from the elevator. I turn around.
Long time no see, Maria.
I instantly know who this is. I like that. I was about to say, I could have sworn it had, the visage of a male before, and now it has the visage of a female. Why are you here?
To fulfill your wish.
You already did. I don't have any further wishes.
You didn't read the terms of the deal, did you? It's a lifelong contract. Every time you make a wish, I will make it come true.
But I didn't make any new wishes.
Just a few minutes ago, didn't you say, I wish he could understand what it feels like?
What? You can't possibly mean that...
I will make your friend Timothy understand what it feels like to be missing a body part, and you will give me a body part for fulfilling your wish.
Okay. Well, I think they can do it because we have a contract, so I'll just plead. Please don't do this to him.
I have to. It is my obligation under the terms of our contract, Maria. So, which body part will you give me in return? An arm? A leg?
None! I won't give you anything! Fuck off!
Would you rather I decide what to take? I could take your heart, you know.
I start sobbing. I cry a lot. I do not cry a lot in real life, I tell you. But I cry a lot in this. Okay, let's think and not do the opposite of what I intended this time. It is very important to me to be mobile, so take my arm. Okay, take my arm, but can you please leave Tim alone? I beg you, just take my arm, don't hurt him.
It's too late, Maria. Be careful what you wish for.
I collapse on my knees as Oren walks away, calls the elevator, and disappears. I press my head against a wall. I think it's cool that this is somebody who can teleport, but they still have to call the elevator. I hear a door open behind me, and an old woman walks past me towards the elevator, staring at me as she does. I don't care. I downed 4 energy drinks that night to keep myself from sleep. I'm afraid of falling asleep and waking up without a limb. But even more so, I don't want anything to happen to Tim. I consider calling him, but what can I say? Be careful, there's a magical creature who wants to take away your body part? And even if I do warn Tim, can that really stop Oren? By sunrise, I can't resist sleep anymore. I turn on my stereo and crank up the volume, but I still fall asleep in my chair minutes later. I find myself in the Carmine room again. It seems to have gotten bigger. There's still no door to be found. I notice something on the opposite wall. A window! This could be my way out. I rush to the window. My steps are, as always, soundless. But when I get close, I realize it is only a painting. In the painting, a group of children are playing on a seashore under a bright blue sky. Could there be something behind the painting? I carefully remove the frame from the wall and discover a big square hole it had concealed. Suddenly, a long black arm emerges from the hole. I scream and back away, but the arm is so long and so quick. It grabs my arm and starts pulling at it, tearing it away. I feel my tendons snap and my muscles tear with a horrible sound. My mouth fills with blood. Is blood why the walls are this color? Just before I lose my senses, I notice a pair of devilish green eyes staring at me from inside the hole. The following day, I wake up with a prosthetic where my arm used to be. It doesn't really hurt, but as soon as I see it, I vomit. Oh! That same day, I learned that Tim got in a drunken fight in a bar and was stabbed in the eye. They removed his eye and replaced it with a prosthetic. I visit Tim in the hospital, but he tells me to get out. He seems to blame me for what happened. Of course, he has no idea how right he is. I tell everyone I had developed an infection and had to have my arm amputated. Carolina doesn't seem to believe me. I think she suspects it might have had something to do with Tim. I guess she thinks he was violent or something, but she never really says anything. Omar transfers me to a less physically demanding job. The money is still good, though. In fact, technically speaking, he has given me a promotion. Out of pity, of course. I'm disgusted with myself for accepting it, but I couldn't afford to refuse. Mother is ailing, and her prognosis isn't good. She has almost lost her sight. I come to visit as much as I can, but never tell her about my lost limb. I start avoiding people, limiting my social interactions to my family and my workplace. I feel exposed with my prosthetic, even though I camouflage it well. I almost cherish my phantom pains as they remind me of the time I was more complete. Nightmares of the Carmine Room become more frequent. There is never a way out. All right, I think I'm going to end this here, but this is really, really interesting so far. And I'm wondering if this has an underlying social message or not, because I don't want to read too much into it if there's nothing to read into it. It could just be a creepy story about somebody who's losing their limbs, but the fact that it kind of goes into detail about how she feels incomplete, with these prosthetics, I just wonder if this could also be a message for people who have prosthetics, who are living with artificial limbs, artificial hearts, and how they feel out in society. But, again, don't want to read into it because that doesn't seem to be what this is about. Just that it could be what this is about. It could just be a really interesting horror take on a social message. But anyway, I like where this is going so far. I do like that the visual here updates with each choice that I make. That's really cool. I don't understand why I have red eyes to begin with. That's a bit weird. But regardless, I do like the art style of this. Very simple, but it's very effective. And I would say that some of the text needs to be cleaned up, but when it's something that only happens here and there, I don't give a game too much shit for it, especially if it's going to be a visual novel where it's very heavy on writing, very heavy on dialogue. There's bound to be a typo or mistake somewhere, so I'm not going to nick it for that. I don't even know what that meant. I'm not going to nick it for that? What? But anyway, this was the missing parts of Maria G, and I will continue it. I'm going to guess that the parts just keep getting taken until I'm dead, as I mentioned in the beginning, but we'll see what happens in part 2.